out before you get bum rushed at the Wild Wild West.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving Keaton a little piece of hip-hop history here as we listen to this particular song. I thought it was entirely appropriate that we celebrate the work of Kool Moe Dee as it relates to the idea of telling our Black history stories in the form of a Western, courtesy of Jeymes Samuel, who'll be joining us on the line at any moment. But I was telling Keaton that one of the reasons why I love that song, besides Kool Moe Dee's very distinctive rap style, is the imagery that exists within the context of this video. So even though, Kool Moe Dee's talking about the streets of New York and growing up there and how all of that comes in, the imagery of the video was profound in the idea of swag. We use that term so loosely these days in terms of, who has it and how they display it. But the imagery of cowboys in particular, I think, is the way that most of us think about swag in our daily lives. It is this confidence. It is this, not the killer be killed mentality, because I don't want to glorify unnecessary violence, but it is this idea of being able to handle ourselves in so many different ways. And that's why we appreciate that. So hopefully that brought a smile to your face, especially people of my generation who remember that 80s hip hop and everything that Kool Moe Dee represented. I'm getting the thumbs up from Keaton, which means that we now have filmmaker Jeymes Samuel on the line, the director and writer of They Die by Dawn. Good morning, Jeymes, and welcome to WURD.
Hey, welcome. I was just going to tell you welcome, but how you doing, man?
I'm very, very well and glad to have you on the line with us now. I was just extolling the virtues of, I played Kool Moe Dee's Wild Wild West as an introduction.
Wicked, man.
An introduction
Wicked,
to
man.
our conversation.
Let me tell you something, man. Like, firstly, what's cracking Philly? That's one of my favorite places on the planet, man. And it's interesting because two of my biggest inspirations, right, was the Kool Moe Dee Wild Wild West video.
Yes.
The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. But also Marley Marl's The Symphony.
Yes.
Right? I want everyone that's listening to this, man, to, when they finish, go on YouTube and check out Marley Marl's The Symphony. With Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap.
Yes, I
Crazy.
promise you what I will do is I will post that to our social media so that the folks who are listening to our conversation will have an easy access to be able to go and check that out as a bookend to our conversation today.
Exactly, man, to just see black excellence.
Yes.
In a Western setting.
And
you
black,
know what I mean?
and black swag.
Yeah, with equally as much swag and dopeness. You know what I mean?
Indeed. So you're serving up in this film, which I love. Can I tell you I love? Let me just, say that. Let me publicly sweat you in terms of being able to bring this film with all of these familiar faces, beautiful black faces to the screen and be able to tell this story. You have a tendency of taking our history and repackaging it in the way that you present your artistry to the world. So talk a little bit about what intrigued you about 1890 Langston, Oklahoma, to make you want to make a film about it.
Okay, well, what it is that I'm first and foremost, I'm a lover of film, right? I'm just a diehard lover of film. I was kicked out of school when I was like 11, right? I had to join my new school when I was 12. So in between that little segment, I was at home with my mum while my brothers and sisters were at school, right? I was at home with my mum, so she would just teach me about the golden age of cinema and all these great directors, from Hitchcock to Fellini to Bergman to David Lean and all of these great actors. So I became addicted with film when I was a kid. And my favorite genre was always the Old West and Westerns. And I would learn about Davy Crockett and Calamity Jane and Billy the Kid and Wild Bill Hickok. I learned about all of these characters. But being of color myself, I would be thinking, like, where are all the black people? And how come every time they show black people in the Western, they're showing them as slaves? And when they show Mexican people in the Western, they'll be showing them as like always wearing whites and running around saying "andere," and they'll be showing like Chinese people always doing the laundry. Like one of the most classic scenes in Clint Eastwood's "For a Few Dollars More" with Lee Van Cleef is with a Chinese person acting really in a real derogatory fashion. So these things always disturbed me, and so I would like just research, and I'd find that Wyatt Earp, the great cowboy of the Old West, died in 1929. Tombstone took place in like gunfight at the OK Corral in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Took place in 1881.
Yeah.
Slavery was abolished in 1865.
Right.
But before 1865, certain states in America had abolished slavery like a decade before, but it was abolished all around in 1865. So where are the black people during these times of the Old West that were free?
Yes.
So then you research, right, and you find all of these amazing characters, like Edmonia Lewis, one of the first sculptors in the black community, and one of the first well-known artists in the black community, right? Or you find these bad boy villains like Rufus Buck and Cherokee Bill. You'll find these early Chinese settlers like Polybemus. And so I wanted to tell her, and most significantly for me, I came across this woman called Stagecoach Mary, right?
Yes.
Who I had Erykah Badu play in the movie.
Very
and she
ably.
Was she was the most bad. She was like, she'd make Rihanna look like Doris Day. Like she was such a dope gun-toting character. And it's not like I'm promoting villainy, but these people were so dope, right, that you can read about them over 100 years later.
Yeah.
Yet we were never taught about these people in school. So what I did is I assembled all of my favorite characters of color from the Old West, and I put them together like the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
And I put them in a real town, Langston, Oklahoma, in 1890, which was a full black community, just like Greenwood Avenue. They called it Black Wall Street.
Yes.
Right. There were these towns that were established and run entirely by black people. This is the most beautiful elements of, I'll say, our history. Even though I'm English, my parents are African, right?
Yeah.
But it's just our history. It's just the history of the black man on the earth.
Yes.
So I assembled them like the Avengers and just blasted off with this story called They Die by Dawn, which is like 51 minutes. It's a prelude into this much bigger tale that I'm shooting literally now. I start filming in a couple of months, called The Notorious Nine.
Nice.
And that's a like 2.5 hour epic feature film, right?
Yes.
That I'm shooting in Hollywood. I'm in pre-production as we speak. But it starts with They Die by Dawn, where all of these characters kind of meet and converge. And I wanted to assemble my dream list of actors. Like
can we wait? I was going to say, can we just stay on that for one moment? Because we need to go down the list of the people that are featured in, just like you said, this prelude, and talk about, you must have quite the gift of gab, young man. Because in order to get all of these people to agree to appear in this film, besides the fact that it's just a great story, you have assembled an amazing cast of characters, including Giancarlo Esposito, Michael K. Williams, Jesse Williams, Erykah Badu, Rosario Dawson, Nate Parker, Harry Lennox. What kind of negotiating did you do to get all these people on the set?
Man, as they say in Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. Like for me, right, I do not play. I would take 100 plane trips, right? You know, what I found, right, is that people like us, right, that are really, you know, trying to put something together, and the dream of it, or it may be so ambitious. People are turned off by the level of ambition that it takes to put something like this together. Obama had that book,
The Audacity of Hope.
The Audacity of Hope. Yeah, right. Obama had a book called The Audacity of Hope, right?
Yes.
I would take a plane to Zito, lives upstate New York. I'll take a plane to Rosario Dawson, Dennis, and a plane to whoever it is I had to see him down with. And I told them exactly what I was doing and exactly what I needed them to do. Of our generation, right? I'll tell them exactly what I needed them to do, and we will, and literally every single person I spoke to was on board immediately. And then like I started getting calls from other actors that wanted to be in it, but I've put them all in the next one.
Nice.
Like so if you think the cast of They Die by Dawn, right, is dope, wait till you see what I'm doing for the Notorious 9. Just put your hands together and do what I call the Birdman hand rub. Please talk my whole way. I love man. Wait till you see what I'm bringing. Wait till you see what I'm bringing to our culture for the Notorious 9. For the next one, is super dope. So I want as much people as possible to see They Die by Dawn right now.
Yes, to get the preview of what they're going to get in the epic film that is soon to come. Now, our signal's getting a little bad, but I cannot let you go before we talk a little bit about your own artistry and how this manifests itself in all the different things that you do. I cracked up laughing looking at one of the Bullitts videos on YouTube over the weekend where you engaged with Rosario Dawson in the Soho section of England and performed one of your songs. You also have a cameo vocal appearance in They Die by Dawn that is just lovely. So how do you describe how you want to bring your artistry into the world?
Oh man, thank you. And I was losing you there for a minute, but I heard you speaking about you enjoying the Super Cool video with me and Rosario. I mean it's interesting because people think the Bullitts is a band, right? Where the Bullitts is literally just me. It's the musical moniker that I use to create music and it's just amazing. I just have these ideas that run through my brain. Like I envisaged like a homeless guy with a trolley dancing with Rosario Dawson when I was making this song called Super Cool, and that's why I ended up doing the video. And the video, you have to, for those of you at home listening that haven't seen it, you have to see it. It's all in one take, no rehearsal, and it's me playing a homeless person. The next minute, it was on CBS News and World Star Hip Hop. They were like, a scavenger harasses Rosario Dawson, and she ends up dancing with him, and like it was having all of these views, and it's just an amazing thing for me. I wear two hats, right? I wear a music hat and a film hat, and I've always done both. So it's really a blessing being creative and being active at this time in pop culture, where one person can wear all these hats, can write and direct, and can do as much music as I do. I'm not sure if you know, but in the past year, Jay-Z called me on board to put all of the music together for The Great Gatsby.
Yes.
So me and Jay-Z were doing that for up until its release last May, and so to wear both of these hats is an amazing thing. Egotistically speaking, it's cool being Jeymes Samuel right now.
I bet it is. But, one of the things that I want to drive home, though, is that the same way that you said the audacity of hope, we limit particularly our young people's vision for their lives so often because it sounds impossible to older people what people can do, when they have this huge vision for what their life can be and what it can consist of. You are one of those folks who prove everyone wrong when it says that this can't happen, because you continually step into the fullness of yourself and manifest these great ideas that you have.
Exactly, man. Like, if I can give anyone advice, man, I would say, like, firstly, as to any young person, the one thing that I would tell them is discard when grown-ups, or when any person, just discard when any person tells you the sky's the limit. That's a lie. If astronauts were told and believed that the sky was the limit, there would never be space travel.
That's right.
Aim for space. Aim for space, man. And nobody can stop you. Like, I'm living proof that you can do whatever you like, and you can keep all your faculties. You don't have to be shouting from the top of the mountains like Kanye West saying, "You ain't got the answers, Sway." You don't need to be doing none of that stuff. Like, just close your eyes, aim for space. Yeah. Aim for space, and you'll see we'll all go with you.
That
we'll all
is
go
beautiful.
With you. For me, like, they say it was Yeezy that said reach for the stars, aim for, and if you fall you land on a cloud. You won't fall. There's no need to fall. Like just just do what it is you really want to do. Have your wits about you and go for gold and come back with nothing else. Like we're to just being alive. We're born winners. We won. We came out of our parents. We won.
Yeah.
That's it. Then everything else you're really just meant to enjoy the road. If someone's telling me about their dreams and I know that they're gonna do it, then it's like I'm looking at Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. I know you're going there. Well, let me be your tin can man. Let's go.
When are you coming? When are you coming to Philadelphia? When do we get a chance to experience all of this energy up close and personal?
You know, I'm going to come there really soon because one of my close friends, Jeymes Samuel from The Roots,
yes,
is born and bred Philly.
Indeed.
And he's there, even though he's doing the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, he's back in Philly every single day. So he's going to be working on music with me for the Notorious 9. So I think I'll be there probably in the next month.
Nice.
I promise, though, as soon as I come in, I'm coming to your show.
You must.
First.
You have to come to the show. We have to sit down. We have to preview it, whatever you're allowing us to play over the air. We just want to hear and see what you're up to. And you got to come do a photo op with me here at the studio.
I promise I'm going to do that. And you know what I'll do as well when I come through? I'll play you one of the exclusives from the new soundtrack from the Notorious 9.
Okay, remember, you said that over the air, so we have that on record. This is now a must-do.
Man, if you think The Great Gatsby was a wicked soundtrack, wait till you see what we're putting together for the Notorious 9. You're going to flip.
Well, I am way too excited to hear and see everything that you're up to. You have incredible energy, and we are so happy that you were able to take out a few moments to speak to us here on WURD today. We very much look forward to tomorrow night's screening of They Die by Dawn. Reelblack presents They Die by Dawn at International House, 3701 Chestnut Street, beginning at 7 p.m. We'll make sure we repeat all this information on the other side of the break. Jeymes Samuel, it has been a distinct pleasure.
Thank you. And I'll just like to say WURD.
Take good care.
Take care. I'll see you soon.
You got it.
Guys.